Practice to be effective in assessment and feedback, it needs to be undertaken in the context of a very specific task and requires retraining across different tasks and regular revisiting of those activities in order to support internalisation of the learning activities. However, frequent testing and constant feedback can have a negative effect on the student progression through introducing a dependency on the behalf of the student. So the student can essentially lose their independence, lose their ability to find information out for themselves and to critique themselves by being dependent on external provisions of feedback. Frequent testing and constant feedback can also encourage surface learning approaches, and it can also overload some learners, especially those who aren't very good at managing that and who are already high self-regulators. It's important to understand the characteristics of specific student cohorts, especially in understanding group dynamics. That's quite central to understanding how the groups work and to engendering successful approaches. Despite that, over-engineering support can have unwanted impacts on certain learners. Individual student differences, each individual student learning in a slightly different way, including different behavioural traits, can result in students responding in different ways, in variable ways, to regular testing and regular feedback. Some learners, especially those with relatively low levels of knowledge and relatively limited self-regulatory capacity, might benefit from strong guidance, but it's not necessarily the case for those who have a high amount of knowledge and who have a high regulatory capacity. So it's important to think of who the audience is before using these sorts of activities.